Hello, hello. I thought I would show you a very quick, easy, straightforward tassel today. I got this idea from Paula Lemon. I was watching one of her journal flip throughs recently. She didn't go into detail about the tassel, but I noticed it was on a clip and I just thought that is so fantastic and so straightforward. Now, I've explained already that I'm making 10 of these bird journals. So I've made one tassel already, just to make sure that it works out all right. And this is what it's attached to, one of these little binder clips. It's really straightforward. There's no sewing, no gluing. All you need to do is be able to tie a knot. And, you know, nice and easy, nice and easy. And when you're making 10 journals at a time, you know, this has just made my life a lot easier. I can't attach it to the journals as yet because I haven't varnished the covers, but, you know, you can, these kind of tassels can be moved around. You can take them off the journal, you can put them on other journals, you can use them for anything, and they are so straightforward to use. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for the inspiration for these, Paula. So what I have done already is I have cut loads of thread and yarn and lace and sari silk, all of the things that I would like to put into my tassels, because I love the texture of all of these things, especially the yarns. And I'm gonna be doing a tassel for this, so I'm looking at oranges and blues and blacks, so kind of similar to the last tassel but not quite the same. So the first thing you need is a binder clip. I found it easier to open it up like that, so you can attach your tassel a little bit easier when we get to that bit. Now I've pulled out some sari silk, so I'm going to pull out a couple of pieces of orange. I have some banana yarn, which is, you know, it's all nice and flat at the moment, but as soon as you pull one out it kind of goes like, nice little mess. I've got some kind of gold yarn, there's a couple of pieces of that. I want a little bit of blue but not too much, and I am going to go for that bright blue sari silk, I think. I've got this piece of blue trim which we might use. Now I have some black. I picked this up after I picked this up at the car boot sale actually. There was a woman selling an absolute ton of brand new yarns and wools and things, so it's not quite eyelash trim but it's very, very pretty, so I picked up a ball of that. And it was all still bagged, you know, she had it all in the bags. I'm going to have a piece of the black banana yarn. I think we might need a piece of lace in here. I do think we might, actually I think we might need some green, so I'm going to go for a piece of green lace just for the kind of to match the what's it called, leaves. Maybe a piece of that. So I'm just going to have a little look. That's pretty, isn't it? So I'm happy with this little selection. I'm just going to kind of bunch it together in the middle. Make sure I have got the middle. It doesn't matter if I haven't because it will be threaded through. And I'm going to just force that through the kind of hole at the top of that binder clip. Now there might be an easier way of doing this. If you've got some kind of massive needle threader or something like that, might work. There we go. Quite like those colours together. And this is where you can kind of play with it to make sure you've got a nice mix on the top. Okay, so I use wax linen thread. I use this for two reasons. One, because when you tie your knot, it doesn't slip around. You can absolutely use embroidery thread that would work just as well, but I'm using the black linen thread that's waxed. People are often telling me that you can wax your own. If you've got the wax and you've got a thread you want to wax, absolutely brilliant. Just, you know, you can use any colour you like then, can't you? I just don't have the wax, so I'm not sure if it's a specific wax. So I've just cut that twice the length of my tassel. I'm gonna just pinch that at the top and I'm gonna wrap that around. I'm just going to pull bits through if they're a bit loose. And I've got a nice little bit of thread hanging there from one of the yarns. Now you can make the top as tight or as large as you like. I'm going with that. I'm just going to open that one out now. And I'm going to pull that one through slightly. Now, make sure you've got that positioned where you want it and just tie your knot. I'm going to flip it over, kind of, and I'm going to tie a knot the other side. I'm going to double that. Now this is brilliant because if you're not going to add a bead charm, this thread, the second reason I use it is because I can thread my beads onto this and I know it's strong enough to take my beads. So what I do want to do is just cover up the top of this wax thread. I think I'm going to use, a piece of the kind of gold yarn for that. And all I'm going to do is just wrap it around the gold, the linen thread. Now, the good thing about using another piece of yarn is it's not taking any weight because the linen thread has that covered. That's taking the pressure from the original knot. This is just for show. It's just for cosmetic reasons. It's not actually doing anything other than just covering up that thread. Now you could use a lace, you could put beads, you could put all sorts on that. Now that is going to bug me. I'm just going to pull that through. That yarn has little bits of kind of ribbon, silky ribbon tied all the way through it. Okay, so all that's left to do now is add our beads. Now, like I said, if you're not going to make a charm to go on here, this is a perfect way to jazz it up and put your beads on. And all you've got to do is thread them on and tie it. So I'm gonna, and this is really hard because I'd normally have my head right over where I'm working. I'm just going to select some different beads. As long as they're kind of colour matching, I'm not going to try and, oh, this is one of those beads where the hole doesn't go all the way through. Yeah, this is, oh, I've forgotten what I was saying now. No, it's gone. Now the wax thread is slightly separated. This is the other good thing about it. You can just literally make quite a point with this wax thread. If anyone is asked, if anybody is interested, I get it from Amazon. You can also get it in Hobbycraft. The brand is Trim, and it is just called waxed linen thread. Just in case any of you want to know what it is. I think I really do love these turquoise beads, and I think it will go really well. If you're using a bead with a bigger hole, then you need to put a bead underneath it with a smaller hole, so it will, the knot won't go through the bead. If that makes sense. I think it does. I hope it does. Things often make sense in my head, but maybe not so much when I say them out loud. I think this might be another bead where the, yeah, no it does. Some of these kind of coloured pearls, the hole is just kind of blocked with, I think it's the paint actually from the colour of the bead. What else should we have on there? Let's have a pearl. Nope, that's going to be too white. Let's go for these. That's quite nice. Purple bead. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting two sets of two beads on one and 3 sets of 2 beads on another, just so they're not completely balanced. So they will each set will be different. Again, that's one of those things that makes complete sense in my head. Probably not when I say it out loud. Now I do want to use one of these again. I think we'll have some green. This is kind of a lime green. And again, I just need to pinch the edge of that linen thread to tighten it up. I'm sure you get the idea now, watching me thread beads. But I've started the project, so we'll see it through to the end. And I'm just going to tie a knot. I don't want this too high up because I'd like it to be kind of roughly in that. There we go. Just not quite level, but around there. Now I really do want to use this, but this bead has quite a large hole, so I absolutely need to put another bead underneath it. But the blue is just going to pull out in there. Although I have some really nice orange. Actually, I'm going to use the orange because I used the blue in the other. Oh, I think that's my last one of those as well. So I'm going to use this orange. Yeah, I like that. Now I need a bead with a. That might be a bit too big. What are we going to use? Got this little blue. Sparkly kind of bead. It's really hard to thread when you've got your head so far away from what you're doing. Like a lot of things, it's always difficult when you're on the camera. Okay. I'm just gonna. I like a little bit hanging off, but not too much. So now we have our gorgeous tassel and bead dangle, and it's so easy to kind of pop that on to a journal. So it's going onto this one, and I think I'm probably going to hang it that side of the journal. I don't want to pop it on just yet because, like I said, I haven't varnished these covers yet. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do with them. So there we go. There is our super simple tassel with bead tutorial, thanks to Paula Lemon. And like I said, I'll link Paula below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful and you'll give it a go. See you later. Bye. Have a good day.